Good morning. Hello. Hello.
This story is about Rupert, the most adorable parrot to ever fly onto my balcony. What started out as a simple bird-watching experience turned into something magical, a true friendship between man and wildlife.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Every morning when I walked out on my balcony, I noticed birds flying by. Soon, kookaburras were flying by regularly. They would sit on the railing and quietly watch me, and I began to look forward to these encounters.
Hello.
But as time went on, other birds began to appear. The first to arrive were galas, pink parrots, then magpies, which always stayed together. And in the evening, the kookaburras always returned. I was sure they were talking to each other because there were more and more birds every day. But among all the birds, one stood out. It was a bright red parrot. It watched me from the eucalyptus tree but did not dare to fly closer. Every day it occupied the same spot, and I could see how eager it was to cross the distance. He was cautious, but curiosity clearly won out. And then one day he did it. He flew over to the balcony and sat down right in front of the window. We stared at each other for a long time until suddenly he jumped on my shoulder. At that moment, I knew he trusted me, and from that day on, his visits became special. I named him Rupert. He was not only brave, but also very funny. Instead of flying, he preferred to walk. He took his time, stepping leisurely along the railing as if testing its strength, and sometimes even walking down the balcony as if exploring every corner.
Good morning. Hello. Hello.
But what struck me most was that he was never alone. There was always another bird by his side, his girlfriend Greta. Unlike Rupert, she kept her distance, watching us cautiously. She never sat on my shoulder, never came too close, but she was always nearby like an invisible guardian angel. They were inseparable. Together they teased each other, danced, played like a real couple. They flew to each other, touched each other lightly with their beaks, and then flew apart. Sometimes they would hide among the trees, but as soon as I stepped out on the balcony, Rupert would reappear, followed shortly by Greta. But there were days when Rupert didn't come. I would look up at the eucalyptus tree and imagine him spending time with Greta as they explored the world. I missed him, but I knew he would come back, and every time he did, the joy of seeing him was special. I saw different birds coming and going, their routes and habits changing. It taught me to appreciate the moments we are given here and now. Time spent in nature makes us more attentive, more grateful, and gives us a sense of harmony with the world.
Got you some fluffy flowers.
I am happy that I was able to enjoy these moments, that I had the chance to observe wildlife so closely. And I am especially grateful to Rupert, the little red parrot who made my days brighter and my heart kinder.
I'm Gizmo.
I'm Emily.
Really?
I am!
This story is about Gizmo the parrot, who speaks as if he understands people better than they understand themselves.
What you gonna
Do what you gotta do.
It's about how a broken bird who spent 16 years in a cage was able to find freedom, love, and even a sense of humor.
Love.
But if you saw Gizmo the day he came to us, you would never believe it was the same bird.
You're being funny.
Sorry.
You're being very funny.
When we first picked him up, he was depressed. His plumage was dull, his eyes were vacant, and his body was tense, as if he didn't know how to relax. Gizmo had spent most of his life in a small cage with almost no companionship or affection. He didn't sing, he didn't talk, he didn't try to interact with people. We knew it would take time for him to adjust. He stayed in the cage for the first 2 weeks, getting used to the sounds, the voices, the new home. We didn't try to touch him, just sat next to him and talked to him, letting him know that no one would hurt him here. At first, he would only say the occasional random word as if to see if we were trustworthy.
You're okay?
Fine.
Seriously?
But one day, the most amazing thing happened. I was in the kitchen making breakfast when I heard him. "What are you doing now?" I turned around, but there was nobody in the kitchen but Gizmo. "I'm cleaning," I answered him on autopilot. "You're doing a great job," the parrot said in a serious tone. I was shocked. It wasn't just repeating sounds, it was consciously using words in the right context.
I'm the biggest bird.
Exactly.
Since then, Gizmo has become more and more involved in our lives. He loved to comment on what was going on, sometimes even teasing us. For example, if I was late to bed in the morning, he would say demandingly, "It's 4 o'clock, you have to go to work." He was like a strict little boss, keeping an eye on my schedule.
I'm Emily.
Yes.
We found that he had an amazing sense of humor. If I was trying to find something in the room, he would ask, "What are you looking for?" And when I sighed loudly with exhaustion, he would say sympathetically, "Oh, you poor thing."
Peekaboo.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Can we kiss?
Mwah.
We began to give him more freedom. Gizmo would explore the house but never go too far. Unfortunately, he couldn't fly. Perhaps the years in the cage had weakened his muscles. We didn't know if he would ever be able to flap his wings and take to the air, but we did our best to make him happy.
Damn it.
Now he's not just our pet, he's a member of the family. When one of us is sick, he sits next to us and never leaves our side. When we laugh, he laughs with us.
Baby guy. Oh. Come on, there.
My mother always wanted a parrot, and Gizmo was her favorite. But now, he seems to have chosen me as his best friend. When I come home, he says hi right away. "Hi, how are you?"
Ooh, let the birds out. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
I can't imagine my life without him. He fills the house with laughter, warmth, and endless moments of fun. Gizmo is more than a parrot. He's a true friend who understands us like no other. This is the story of a jackdaw that fell from the sky and into my life and stayed in my heart forever. It happened one normal morning as I was rushing to work. I live and work in Turkey as a neurosurgeon. The day promised to be busy and, as it seemed to me, predictable. But as soon as I took a few steps down the sidewalk, a bird fell from the roof right in front of me. It fell from the sky like a shooting star. I went over to it and saw that it was a tiny jackdaw, helpless and trembling with fear. At first glance, it was clear that she couldn't fly or even stand steadily on her feet. I carefully picked her up. I think her mother had simply pushed her out of the nest because she was considered weak, as birds do. I couldn't just walk by. So, I took her home. To be honest, I didn't know what to do. How would I feed it? How should I care for it? I opened YouTube and watched a few videos. Step by step, I began to learn how to be a temporary father to this tiny bird. I fed it and took care of it. I didn't give it medicine, though. It managed on its own. Its strength and will to live amazed me. When she was stronger and had spread her wings, it was time to let her go. We took her to a deserted place far from noise and cars, so nothing would distract her. She flew up into the sky, but then she came back. She landed on my shoulder. It was one of those moments when you realize an invisible yet strong bond has formed between you. Over time, I started taking her with me. Sometimes we went to the garden and sometimes we went for a walk. I have a large balcony in my apartment. That's where she spends her nights. In the evening, she flies in after dark, settles down, and falls asleep. Like clockwork, an hour before dawn, she wakes up and quietly plays with her toys, not disturbing me. But as soon as she hears me wake up, she immediately starts singing as if to say, "I'm here, it's time to be together." She is a jackdaw. She is a small bird from the corvid family. She has black plumage and a light body, but an incredibly lively mind. She knows how to communicate with other jackdaws and often flies off to join them. But she always comes back to me. Every evening when I come home from work, I see her on the roof, spreading her wings and rushing to meet me. Sometimes she brings me gifts, leaves, walnuts, or even a piece of bark. I smile. This is her language of love. Once I had to go abroad. I left her with a friend, and to be honest, I was worried. But we talked on FaceTime, and she was so happy when she saw me on the screen. She wagged her tail like a puppy and chirped, unable to hide her joy. When I returned from my trip, she didn't leave my side the entire night. I often worry about her when she's out walking. The wind, cats, and cars can all be dangerous. But I don't want to take away her freedom. Love is not a cage. Love is trust. Every evening, she proves it by coming home. If you like this amazing story, please like it, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more touching stories like this one. Before bringing an exotic pet into your home, be sure to consult with experts and learn about their specific needs. Proper research is the key to giving them the happy, healthy life they truly deserve.